Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to AP US History Online with Mr. E. That's me. Sorry, I won't do that again. Okay, today we're going to be reviewing the DBQ, okay? So the DBQ, folks, so that's the only question our AP exam is going to have this year. Love it or hate it, we're going to have to practice it. We did focus a lot more on the LEQ at first in the beginning of the year, and we were going to focus on the DBQ in the second semester, which we began to do. But now it's a modified DBQ. It's shorter, but it's pretty much the same thing. If we look at this new rubric, and all of these files that I'm showing you are in the files in the class materials for the Teams page, okay? So this cool ninja graphic is the modified rubric, okay? Because there's this rubric, which is nice and illustrated, and then here's the official one from College Board, right? So the official one from College Board is a little bit more detailed, right? It goes into a little bit more detail, but it has all the same points, okay? So the modified rubric, so you know how the DBQ had 7 out of 7 points? Well, this one has 10 points, okay? So a lot more points come from evidence, okay? So we're going to go over that, right? Because the DBQ is the only question that we can do, and it's the only question you have, so it's a hit or miss. And it's going to be also kind of the luck of the draw. Not everyone's going to have the same document-based question. A lot of you are going to have different essays, guys. I mean, on a regular year, there'll be 4 or 5 different topics, right? So one person might get World War II, one person might get the Market Revolution, one person might get the American Revolution, another person might get the Civil War, another person might get slavery, another person might get women's rights. It just all depends, right? Another person might get the Cold War, communism. So that's why we have to review everything. But you're going to be using the same skills. You're going to be analyzing documents and using that evidence. So the DBQ is not just about the documents, okay, guys? We're not going to quote documents and just cut and paste information. No, that is not what this is about. What is it about? You're answering a question, you're making an argument, and you're using the documents as evidence to support your case, right? You're making a case either one way or another, and you're using the documents to prove your point, right? You're also going to have to use information that you know from the book or from your studying to add that in, right? Some outside information. And it has to relate to the question. It has to relate to the prompt. You can't just say, oh, and by the way, something random, right? Like the human head weighs 8 pounds, or, Obama was the first black president, right? That has nothing to do with anything, okay? I mean, it might, and that's period 9, so it probably won't be included, but it has to make a connection to what your topic is, what your thesis is, okay? So this is also on the files, okay? And we'll go over that, but I like this one because it's easier to use, right? And we're going to have this kind of committed to memory, but when you're taking your exam, guys, it's open note, open book, but don't get fooled, guys. Don't think like, oh, I don't have to study or read anything or know anything because I'll just skim through my book. And no, guys, you will run out of time. Like, for instance, in law school, the exams are open book, open notes, but there is a time limit, and it is like a grind. If you didn't study or don't know the material or don't know how to use the skills to analyze cases and use cases to support an argument or prove a point, you're not going to be successful. So if you haven't read anything or you don't know much, it's going to be difficult. You can't just look it up on the day of the exam, guys. You have to know it. Okay, let's go through this. So it looks familiar. Contextualization, we've been doing that all year, guys. It's like the background information for the prompt for the topic. That's still in the intro, guys. The first half of the intro. Then your thesis is super important. With a weak thesis, with a non-existent thesis, it's going to be difficult to get any of the other points, okay? So you have to answer the question. You have to make an argument, okay? You're going to establish a line of reasoning. You're going to have your key points like, oh, there was change in the progressive era because of social reform programs from the government, economic reform programs, and cultural changes from, like prohibition. So you're giving a roadmap for your whole essay, right? And then, key point A is your first body paragraph, key point B is the second body paragraph, key point C is the third body paragraph, right? Yeah, a lot of people are asking like, oh God, how many paragraphs? It's really up to you. You're used to 5 paragraphs, you can do 5 paragraphs. You can do 10 paragraphs, you can do 4 paragraphs. I wouldn't do like less than 4 paragraphs because then you kind of get, it's kind of like, well, where's the essay, right? Okay, so documents. There's a lot more points for documents now. It used to be 3 points, now it's 5 points, okay? So this is where they're adding points. Instead of 7, remember we have 10 points now instead of 7. So let's take a look at the documents. Describe at least 2 documents to address the topic of the prompt. Ooh, okay. So it used to be 3 documents. So you're just gonna, and it's really easy to get that point, guys. Just describe the documents, like talk about the documents, analyze the documents. Do you quote them? No. You just explain it, right? Like you're actually analyzing the documents, and that's what we do in our video lessons. Support an argument in response to the prompt using 2 or 4 documents. So if you do 2, you're going to get 1 point. If you do 4, we're going to get 2 points. So we're going to do 4, right? But like I said in class, are we just going to do the minimum? Are we going to just do 4? No, because if one of them's wrong, then you just did 3 and you only get 2 points instead, or sorry, you only get 1 point instead of 2 points. So we're going to describe, or we're going to support our argument with maybe 5 documents, maybe 6. Oh wait, well, there's only 5 documents, I'm sorry. So use all the documents, guys. If one of the documents was used wrong, you have a little bit of cushion, wiggle room. So remember, there's 5 documents, guys, not 7. Explain the HIPPO, guys. So the last one, explain how or why the documents HIPPO, point of view, purpose, historical context, intended audience, for 1 or 2 documents. 1 point per example, right? So you get 2 points there. So just do HIPPO on 2 documents out of the 5. But do we do the minimum? Do we just do 2? No. We do 3, we do 4. Guys, HIPPO is 1 sentence, HIPPO 1 or 2 sentences, right? Maybe just 1. Okay? The historical context of the document, the purpose, the point of view. Just get it in there, guys, because if you're wrong on 1 of them or 2 of them, you might not get those points. So do HIPPO on all the documents, or 4 of the documents at least. Give yourself that cushion, that wiggle room, right? It just takes an extra sentence, guys. Outside evidence, 2 points. So we're going to, and it used to be 1 point, right? So this is where they add an extra point. So that's good. Let's say that 5 of the documents, it's the American Revolution. 5 of the documents, dealing with why or what were the causes of the American Revolution. And let's say one of the documents, none of the documents talk about the Boston Tea Party. If you talk about the Boston Tea Party, that is outside information, outside evidence, okay? Then if you talk about the Sons of Liberty, or you talk about the committees of correspondence, that would be other pieces of outside information. Boom, you got your 2 points right there, okay? You got to know stuff that's not documents. So it's like extra documents that are not documents, but it's information that you know, okay? Could be a treaty, could be a law, could be a battle, it could be anything, okay? A movement. Complexity, still 1 point, okay? This is usually in the conclusion. You either connect it to another period of time, another geographic location, like, oh, the American Revolution inspired the French Revolution, it inspired the Mexican Revolution. Boom, you get that complexity point. Okay, another period of time. The American Revolution, although changed from a monarchy to a democracy, and that's your counter argument, it's not going to be as revolutionary as the Civil War. The Civil War will bring about greater change by emancipating and freeing, the enslaved population in America. Okay, and bam, You're making parallels across time. That's how you get the complexity point. Okay, very good. So now we're on board, and this is available under the files. So let's continue with other documents that we're going to be looking at. Because today I'm going to open up in AP Classroom the DBQ for period 2. Since we haven't reviewed period 3 yet, we'll review that tomorrow. But this week, since we reviewed a lot on period 2, we're going to focus on a period 2 DBQ. Okay. So, writing guide. We use this in class, guys. This is, oh, it's a little bit too big. Okay. So, this is Ketel. This is your DBQ writing guide, guys. It's all here. I have it under the files, under class materials. So Ketel, this is our guide. This is everything. It has sentence starters on the right column over here. You have the points, guys. Contextualization, okay, the background information, thesis statement, okay. So Ketel, that's our body paragraphs, right? How do I do my body paragraphs? You have your key point, right, from your thesis statement, so the A, B, or C for that body paragraph, and then you're going to give your evidence, right? Now here's where you decide, okay, this is where I use my document. Maybe 2 documents or 1 document deals with one of the key points, right? Okay, it's going to be economic, social, cultural, right? Or economic, political, social, cultural, whichever. So, 1 document deals with economics. In this paragraph, we're going to talk about the economics and how that influenced the American Revolution. Here's document 1 talking about mercantilism and the taxation of the colonies, and this is how you start it, right? Specifically in document 1, the data illustrated shows the amount of imports or exports from England, and there's a trade deficit with the colonies, and I showed that in the review yesterday, or the day before that. It's either part 1 or part 2 of the period 2 review, right? And bam, that's part of our analysis, guys. That's the evidence we're giving. You can give outside example, right? Well, I know for a fact that the shift from or the ending of salutary neglect, right? England is going to enforce enforce its mercantilist policies, right? So you have the Navigation Acts; those are going to be enforced. They're going to check for smuggling. That's outside information. If you talk about the Navigation Acts and it wasn't one of the documents, well then, bam, that is outside evidence. That's a point right there, guys. You just got to do it another time to get those 2 points. Okay, we're just ranking in those points. Okay, and the beautiful part about this, guys, is yes, we're studying, yes, all this good stuff, but you can, if you have a memory problem or you get nervous and you're blanking out, guys, don't worry. I'm going to give you another reference tool. Look, U.S. History Cram Packet. Okay, look at all these. Oh, look at this, and I've uploaded it. It has all these examples, guys. All this outside evidence, all this outside information, guys. Okay, just hitting the bullet points. All right. Let me see how many pages this is. Oh, that looks weird. Oh God, why does it look like that? Okay, well, oh boy. Let me get into normal view mode. Okay, it is, please tell me how many pages it is. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, it's a lot of pages. It's like 10 pages. Maybe, it's 19 pages. The beautiful part about this, guys, you hold control, you press F, and then you're like, oh, what was that thing? Navigation Acts. Oh, the Navigation Acts. They're from 1650, 1696. Limited trade, put tax on items. Bam, okay. I can talk about that in my essay. Oh, what was that? Bacon's Rebellion and Indentured Servants. Bacon's Rebellion. Okay, Bacon's Rebellion. Bacon. Oh, we burned down Jamestown. Man, okay. So that's useful, guys. You can also do that search function in the AMSCO book. So if you press Control F, you can search any word and it'll go right to that word in whichever chapter, okay? So the analysis part, guys, this is the hippo part, guys, okay? And remember, hippo, you can get 2 points for hippo, okay? That's awesome. So you do the point of view, the context, purpose, audience. You just got to do that on not just 2 documents. Play it safe, 3, maybe 4 documents, okay? I would be hardcore and I would probably do hippo in every document, guys. And I would use every document. Use all 5 documents. Hippo all 5 documents. Okay? Describe all 5 documents. Okay? You've got the time, guys. We're gonna be better safe than sorry. And then at the end of your body paragraph, you're gonna transition, guys. You have a transition sentence. Okay, you start with your key point. That's like your mini thesis, right? That's like your topic sentence. And then at the end of the paragraph, you transition. Okay, and these are transition sentence starters. Okay, and then you always bring it back, guys. Always link to the thesis. So the body paragraph, oh, and you know, so the first body paragraph is economics. Oh, and so the economics of mercantilism fueled the changes that sparked the American Revolution. So causation, change in continuity over time, right? Like, oh, okay, economic motives are going to lead to the American Revolution. It's all about mercantilism, taxation without representation, all that good stuff, okay? Conclusion paragraph, that's where we do the complexity point. You just sum up and restate your thesis in a new, refreshing way and extend the argument to another time, place, or theme. That's your complexity point, guys. And boom, we have all 10 points, guys. We have all 10 points. And this guide is very, you know, it's short and sweet, 2-page outline, okay? You just use key teal for all your body paragraphs. Body paragraph 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, maybe 5. Depends on you, right? They're not going to be like, wait a sec, they only have 2 body paragraphs or 3 or whatever. They're not counting that, guys. They're just checking to see if you did all the things on the rubric. If you did, well, you get all 10 points. And you get a 5. Boom. Remember, guys, open book. This is the best chance, guys, to get AP credit in all your classes, okay? Open notes, open book. 1 question, 45 minutes. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get this bread. All right? Okay. Okay. I should turn off Teams. Got some questions. Oops. Nope. Okay. Shout out to Miranda asking those important questions. Okay. So, let's check this out. Okay, this is the DBQ rubric officially from College Board. So it goes into more detail on how to earn the points, guys. So I would really take a look at this because it's a little bit more descriptive than this, right? I mean, this kind of just jogs your memory. I would probably use that on the exam. This is like as we're learning, right? Like, oh, how do I get that point? How do I get that point? Okay. So this, I would definitely go over this, guys. Okay. Okay, there's 5 points here. How do I get it? Oh, to earn 1 point, I do this. To earn the 2 points, I do this. To earn 3 points, I do this. Okay. Perfect. And then evidence, I can get 2 evidence points. Very good. And you can't just name drop stuff, guys. If you're going to give evidence beyond the documents, you have to relate it to the prompt. You have to relate it to your thesis. You can't just say like, oh yeah, and there was the Boston Tea Party. Well, what about the Boston Tea Party? How does that deal with changing continuity over time? How does that deal with causation in regards the causal chain to the outbreak of the American Revolution? Oops, why is Teams still... I need to quit Teams. Okay. All right. Let's keep going here. Okay, other than that, I will give exemplars to help you, although the exemplars are with the 2019 rubric, right, for the 7 points instead of the 10 points. But I'm going to modify the exemplars just to show how to give an exemplar for a body paragraph, how to give an exemplar for a intro and contextualization. And I will be putting that on the main page and the chat room, the chat dialogue for the general page and under files and class materials. So other than that, guys, great. We're going to just work today on our DBQ and AP Classroom. I need us to all show me that we can log into AP Classroom, because that's one of the ways we're going to be taking our AP exam. So tomorrow we'll be reviewing period 3. Other than that, study hard, guys. Don't give up. If you have questions about the essay, just go ahead and feel free to ask the questions, and I will get back to you pretty much as soon as I can. And I'll help you, progress along your essay. And remember, if everyone does their essay, everyone does their DBQ by the allotted time frame, and we meet the deadline, then I will shave my beard off as a cool incentive. So study hard, guys. Excellent.